No. Okay, everybody, if I could have your attention. So this is a rehearsal to make sure that we know what we're doing. And so we'll run it through once. We won't use the actual words of the ceremony. This is more just for us to work our way we're kind of doing things. So I will be up here at the front, and I will do the introduction to the ceremony. I will introduce Philip and Chloe, talk a bit about how they met in their wonderful video game encounter, which sounds delightful. I wish I'd been there, really. It would have been rather fun to have seen it. And still looking forward to seeing the game that you did as your proposal. I think we might have to show that at the wedding feast afterwards. So we'll do that for a bit. And then Paul, who is the groomsman, I'll ask you to come forward. So if you'll come forward here now, just so we know what we're doing. Face the group. And then Paul, you'll do the first reading, which is the verses from Khalil Gibran, which Chloe and Philip have got together. So remembering that this is quite a multi-spiritual, religious ceremony, we're going to do a number of kind of different rituals, some of which you might be familiar with, some of which you probably won't be familiar with. I'll ask the others of the party to come forward and sort of form a half circle there with, you can stay. To start with, Philip, both of you can stay with the group, and then I'll ask you to come forward. So, in fact, when Paul finishes the reading is when I'll ask you two to come forward. So you come forward, and I'll ask you to stand here, and then they are going to slightly face the group because
Paul.
Yes, we have to also work out where the video bits, how the video works, so we're all in it. Yes, so Paul will have returned there. I would have asked you two to come out. And then both of you will read, I'll do a bit of an introduction about the Buddha and the 7 qualities of a good friendship. And then that's the way that Chloe and Philip have decided to make a commitment to each other before the vows ceremony. So you will both turn to them, and jointly you will read the part that's written there until it says the whole assembly says. And when they've finished the words, when you're down and out, I will not look down on you, all of us then will say friends endowed with these 7 qualities are worth associating with. So we have been part of their commitment, and we have acknowledged that they're friends as well as being a married couple from now, and the friendship is of long lasting, and they've found qualities between them that they would like to express through this. Then we come to the part of the ceremony where we actually have the vow making and the exchange of rings. Now we're going to be moving in that section, so we've sort of done a Persian section with Khalil Gibran, quite modern Persian poet. We've done the Buddhist section to acknowledge the kind of Singaporean Buddhist community around which you have been brought up. I know you are not yourself Buddhist, but I know you have practiced some parts of Buddhism and still do. Then we're now moving to the Celtic part of the ceremony. So this is to acknowledge, Chloe, your forebears from whereabouts in Ireland are they?
Cork.
Cork.
County Cork.
County Cork. Excellent. So this is to acknowledge the Celtic.
There is some truth into it, isn't it?
There's some which?
Some truth.
Truth into it. Yes, absolutely. But is Cork where you kiss the Blarney Stone? No.
Yes.
Oh, it is?
Yes, it is.
Okay, so there might not be all that much truth in it then. Because we kiss the Blarney Stone. So in this part, we're going to be acknowledging the Celtic roots by exchanging 2 rings. Now what's unusual about this ceremony is we're going to first use 2 rings made of knotted grass.
Right.
And that's part of the Celtic rite where the couple exchange rings, and it's to call on Gaia, the earth goddess, to bless and make fruitful the marriage. Later, at the wedding feast, they will change those for gold to express the richness of the marriage. But you'll actually exchange rings formally that are made of woven grass. And I'll ask you then, I have a thing I have to say legally to make you aware that I can legally marry you to. And then I will ask each of you separately to make vows to each other. Now once that's done, I think this might be a little surprise for you, but I thought it'd be nice to sort of introduce a bit more game and kind of things that we did. I wondered if instead of having a kiss, which I'm sure you can have anyway, you'd kind of high-five each other.
That's what
Yeah?
we wanted to tell you that, but we just didn't know.
Okay.
We thought we were a bit embarrassed.
No, look, yeah. This is in preparation for the games you might play later in marriage.
Titty rub. Highly recommend it.
What is it called?
Go on.
Okay, we'll just move
Let's
on.
move on. And that's getting a little bit out of hand.
Okay, once that's done, we're going to go across to this table here. So we'll just move the video slightly so we can show you what we're doing. So the video will be here, and if the 2 of you come across to here, so the first thing we'll do, there are 3 certificates that you have to sign. There's official one that goes to the registry office, one that I keep just in case something happens, and then there's the official certificate which I hand to you at the end of the ceremony. So I'll put those chairs out for you. You will sit and individually sign, and I will countersign. And then Paul, I'll ask you to then to. You can stay seated while the witnesses do it. That'd be nice. You stay seated. So Paul, you would then come forward, and you also would sign. Yep. In the witness spot. So that's 3 signatures from Paul as well, and then you would step back, and then I would ask Daphne to come forward. Effie. Oh, Effie for sure. Okay. And Effie will sign that, and then Effie will go back. Then we're going to do the final kind of ritual part of it, which is the Hindu aspect of it. So I will ask you to go back to where you were standing before. Actually, no, I think what I'll get you to do is come and stand nearer here, because this is now when we do some blessings for Ganesh. And the first thing we will do is I'll ask you to pour some water on Ganesh's head. So Mr. Ganesh is over there. You can do it together. Excellent. Great. And then I will explain that the water is a symbol of refreshment. Oh, Effie's having a little moment, which is lovely. During the rehearsal, it's nice to see people getting moved by the
Come on, guys.
I'm just waiting for the annulment.
Now, the next thing you'll do is to actually give Ganesh some laddus for the purpose of the rehearsal. I have forgotten the laddus, but I will go and get them. Keep the camera running.
Just getting a bit nervous, you know. This is like, you're not getting cold feet over.
Titty rub. It makes you feel better.
Ellie's nervous enough.
Yes.
Oh, Effie, I don't know what I'm going to do
So
with you.
I will then
Oh, do we
hand
get
you
some of
the
these
laddus, and you each take one, and just where that little ledge is where Ganesh has got,
okay.
you'd put a little laddu there. Yeah, we'll pretend you put it because we want to hang on to the laddus for the formal ceremony. Excellent. And then I explained about the laddus being Ganesh's favorite sweet.
Are they peanut butter balls?
No. These, by the way, are the rings. I didn't show them to you before, but they're beautifully handcrafted by a friend of mine.
Great,
And they'll be the rings you'll use. And then the last thing we'll do is we'll light some incense sticks. So we won't light them again now. but I will give each of you a stick of incense. We will then light it.
Honey, it's the other way around.
Other end.
There you go, darling. It's all right. That's why I'm here to help.
You're nervous. That's fine. And then you would both turn and place them in front of Ganesh. Just stick them in the ground. So just do the action just so you know what we're doing.
So we just do this.
Excellent. That's fine. And then you would leave them there.
There you go.
And just for the purpose of the rehearsal, I would then one. You will come forward. Yep, you might want to just move to this side here, and you just just place the stick in front of Ganesh. Yep. Excellent. Excellent. Great. Wonderful. And then you would return to your place. Excellent. And then we come to the last part. If you want to stand just slightly over there. So now that that's all been done and we've got Ganesh's blessings, we do the presentation. And that's where first I give you your official certificate, which you will hold. And then I say, friends and family, I have pleasure in presenting the newly married couple, Chloe and Philip. And you all, that's it, we whistle, we applaud. And then I say...
Now we cry.
And then we will do the song that I know Chloe sang to Philip at the karaoke night. And we'll all sing that together. When that's done...
Okay, son.
When that's done, we will I will then ask Chloe and Philip to lead you all into the wedding breakfast. So if you will lead off, and then the others can follow you.
Now we get the rice out.
Well, yes.
Yeah, not cooked.
We might actually. What we might do is just. If you would just come back here, I'm just thinking what we might do. Effie has brought a beautiful bouquet, and it might be fun. As a final thing, if you toss the bouquet and see who catches it.
Okay.
Yeah,
Bernie.
That's what I wanted to do.
Yeah. Excellent. So toss the bouquet to them. Somebody caught it.
Oh, good.
Excellent.
You and I.
And now you lead them into the wedding breakfast. And then if you will all follow them in.
Oh, you two go first, then you.
Yes,
And then the oldies.
probably, and then the oldies, yes.
The mother of the bride, the father of the bride,
Beautiful.
and then us kids.
Excellent. And that's the end of that rehearsal. So let's just check whether we've got 20 minutes or how much time we've got. I'll just switch the camera to stop.
It should be on now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so if we can just have one more run through, just to make sure that we've got it down as pat as we can. So, as I said, I will start off the ceremony. I will talk about how you two met. I'm then going to ask Paul to come forward, and Paul is going to read the Khalil Gibran, in your beautiful actor's voice that you have there, that wonderful deep.
I should have worn my glasses. You want me to read now?
No. We're just still doing the practice, so you can have a little bit of time between now and the real ceremony, just having another look at the words. Then I will say, Paul, if you would now please return to the group, and then I will ask, excuse me, Chloe and Philip to come forward. Yes, to stand there. I will then explain again that. Oh, that's lovely. I'll explain again that we're now going to do the 7 holidays of friendship, good friendship, and you two then will read that. When you get to the end, we will all say that last piece together.
So I'm a bit nervous. Is it okay if I just read it off some pages?
Oh no, we're going to get the
Okay.
pages. Oh no, you're going to keep the script there. Don't worry. No, you don't have to learn it off.
I'm a bit nervous.
That's okay. No, and look, it doesn't matter if you stumble. We're all here to celebrate the event, and we won't do a bloopers reel.
Okay, good.
Even though I know you're getting bloopers.
Yeah.
So when that's finished, we will then.
Please.
I'll leave you to do some practice.
Yes, I need to.
Yeah. So when it's finished, when we've done that part, I will then say we're going to now do the solemnization. I'll explain about the rings. Then I will ask each of you in turn to say your vow. I will have the rings held there. You will take one each. And once you've got the ring in your hand, place it on the person's finger. I hope both of you remember which is the ring finger. I know Philip's been married before, but you might need to remember which the ring finger is.
The one you gave me this morning.
Hilarious, come on. And now that's once that's done, we'll then go to the signing. So I will ask you to come over here. We'll put out the chairs. You will sit on the chairs. We won't do it just yet, but you'll sit on the chairs. Then there'll be 3 things for you to sign. Yep. I will then ask you please to stay seated. And then I will ask Paul to come forward. And I'll show Paul where to sign them, and Paul will sign them. Yep. And Paul will then go back. I will ask Effie to come forward. And Effie will sign. And Effie will return. I will then ask both of you to return to there. Then we will do the blessing with Ganesh. So I will ask you first to pour some water on Ganesh. We can fill that pot up again later. So, and we'll explain what's happening there. I'll take that back from you. I will then ask you to give Ganesh some laddu. Yep.
And we just put that over there.
There is laddu safe for everybody. Yes. It's interesting when in Hindu ceremonies, often when we present a gift to the god, I made this mistake the first time I did this. I presented something to the god, and then I walked away, right? And I got out of the temple, and this temple guy comes running after me and says, "Oh, sir." I was supposed to, of course, take back the gift when it was blessed. I needed it myself. Not being a Hindu, I thought, oh yes, you do when the god kind of magically.
Do we do that with those, or no? We just.
No. These could stay there.
Yeah.
I will have some other laddus for you. And then finally, we'll do the incense. Let's just stick to just a bit. It is a bit windy, so there might be a bit of time actually lighting them. And I will make sure I have a lighter. So you will then do the incense. Yeah.
Yes.
Excellent. We'll pretend that there's things in there. I'll give one to Paul and one to Effie, and Effie and Paul. Yeah, you guys can just come across
Step
to here.
You put it in there.
They're all in there.
Go on, Effie.
And then. Oh yeah, Effie can do a little. You can do a little zigzag. Ganesh quite likes that bit of theatre. He is also the god of theatre, so.
Really?
Then I will ask you to return. I will then get the certificate.
Yep. We'll take
I will
this.
give the certificate to them. I will say they've been married. You all applaud. Oh, and then you forgot the high five.
Yes, we'll do that.
You do the high five. Actually, we do the high five after the vows. I beg your pardon.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, if I forget that, just high five anyway.
Yep. That's after we exchange our rings,
Yeah,
right?
that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, the ones when we
No, the ones where you have to
exchange
exchange the rings.
That's it.
Don't
And
worry,
then we'll
I'll
get
remind you.
Thank you.
And then, now I think you've got the song on the iPad.
Yes.
So we need the iPad up
Yep,
here
we'll bring that up.
during the ceremony. And then we'll start the iPad and sing. And we'll sing the song. Then you will lead people off into the breakfast area.
breakfast area.
So if you do that now, yes, it might rain. Garden weddings are always difficult that way, but I think we'll probably manage it with before it stops raining. Thank you.
Mother of the ride.
Okay, and that's quick rehearsal 2, and that should be right with the already good to go, I think. Yeah, thank you.
It's about almost 6 minutes there, Paul.
Perfect. All right.